Hello everyone and welcome. Today I will be teaching you the basic principles on how to do well with Sparx, as well as some general tips that you should keep in mind while playing quite possibly my favorite medic. To get started, let's take a quick look at her stats and abilities. She has a health pool of 80 HP and a movement speed of 470 units per second, being tied with Aura for the fastest and the squishiest merc in the game. Her abilities include carrying up to 4 small health packs, which will instantly heal for 30 HP when picked up, or 40 HP if hit by one directly, and the Reviver Gun, which can both revive fallen teammates and damage enemies. The Reviver Gun has a minimum charge time before it can be fired, but this time can be decreased with the Quick Charge augment, which allows you to charge the Reviver 10% faster. A fully charged shot will deal 65 damage to the body and 135 damage to the head at its effective range. For weapons, Sparx actually has 2 sets of secondary weapons that fill up her primary and secondary weapon slots, machine pistols and handguns. This should be your first clue to remind you that Sparx is not actually intended for combat purposes, but that isn't to say that she can't do well in combat with the tips that I'll be giving you in a minute. Her primary weapon slot includes the Empire 9, the MP400, and the Tolan MP. For secondaries she has the Kaldin, the Selbstat, and the M9, and for melee weapons she has the Stiletto, the Beckhill combat knife, and the Cricket Bat. With the recent addition of 2nd edition loadout cards, Sparx's loadouts now follow a very medic-heavy playstyle, and plays at her best with the 172, the 241, and the 383 loadouts. Now of course these are just my own opinions, so I'll do my best to explain them. The Get Up augment is a must-have for just about any medic really, but for Sparx especially since you'll want to revive your teammates with as much health as possible, as fast as possible, so you'll notice that each of my recommended loadouts for her include it. Firstly, the 172 will decrease the cooldown time for your med packs, allow you to heal more with the Reviver, and decrease the damage you take from explosives. This is more of an aggressive augment set, since you will be more prone to explosive damage when near the front lines, and you'll be able to throw out your med packs more quickly with the extra supplies augment. Secondly, the 241 will increase the health given by your med packs, allow you to heal more with the Reviver, and reduce the amount you flinch when hit while either hip firing or aiming down your sights. Next to the 383, I think this is Sparx's best card since while it does not have quick charge, accuracy with the Reviver is very important whether you're trying to revive a teammate or engage an enemy at long range, and the focus augment will help with that while under fire. Thirdly, the 383 will increase the health given by your med packs, allow you to heal more quickly with the Reviver, and will also allow you to charge the Reviver 10% more quickly. This card has long since been considered to be her best card, and for good reason. However, with the recent nerf to Quick Charge, it may be argued that the 241 is just as good, since Quick Charge won't make the biggest difference and accuracy is always important, like I said. Now obviously each player will have their own playstyles and opinions, but these are my opinion for the 3 best medic-oriented loadouts for each weapon selection. My honorable mention would have to be the 143 if you want to focus more on combat, since its weapon selection features the MP400, which is a great machine pistol, the M9 which is a great handgun, and the Cricket Bat as a melee weapon. Its augments are more geared towards combat with the Reviver as well, since you can charge it more quickly and you will flinch less when hit. You'll also be able to heal more on revives as well. Anyways, with all that boring stuff out of the way, let's talk strategies. Sparx is a behind-the-lines type of medic, working best on open maps such as Chapel or Train Yard, being able to instantly revive any teammate the moment that they go down with a charged shot from her Reviver. She also has 4 med packs which she can use for both herself and her team, but you'll find that it's often better to save at least 2 med packs for yourself. Since they are so small, you might have a difficult time landing those direct hits on your moving teammates, and if things are getting really messy, it would be much better to keep your Reviver handy with a charged shot ready to revive someone as soon as they've been knocked down. Her basic combat strategies include using her speed as an advantage to weave in and out of gunfights, charging her Reviver Gun behind cover before jumping out and getting a quick shot off on any unsuspecting enemies. If you're ever about to turn around a corner, start charging your Reviver and always aim at head level. If the first shot doesn't kill them, then a quick switch to your melee weapon should finish them off if they're close enough. Otherwise, another shot from the Reviver or a quick switch to your primary weapon would be your best option to finish the kill. Now obviously it is very dangerous to take on an enemy of high health such as a Thunder or Rhino, but a fully charged shot to the head followed by a quick melee attack for Thunder or a heavy melee attack for Rhino can actually finish them off quite quickly. Now you've probably already guessed this by now, but your machine pistol isn't actually going to be your primary weapon when playing Sparx. The Reviver Gun is, and it should be kept out and charged as much as possible. This way you should almost always be ready to get a quick shot off on an engaging enemy, or to revive a teammate should they go down. With a full battery, the Reviver has a total of 7 seconds from the time you start charging it until it needs to cool down. This cooldown is around a 3.3 second delay until you can start charging it again, so keep this in mind and don't overcharge your reviver. A Sparx without her reviver gun is a detriment to her playstyle, and while 3.3 seconds might not seem like very much, it feels like an eternity when you're trying to revive fallen teammates. And if you need to rely on the reviver during a long-ranged engagement, begin charging it again immediately after you fire off a shot. This way, if you miss, you'll have minimal downtime in between shots, and with more power behind them than if you decided to shoot, check if you missed, and then began charging another shot. Now when it comes down to reviving your teammates, no one does it better than Sparx. Her reviver gun makes it easy for her to steer clear of the majority of firefights while being able to revive a fallen teammate the instant they go down. As I said previously, charging the reviver gun for these situations is of paramount importance. The instant, and I mean the instant somebody falls, you can pick them right back up with perfect timing. Now during some of these situations, you may encounter a time when you let go of a charge just before a teammate has fallen, and you think how it would have been really nice to revive them with a full charge. Well, nevertheless, a minimally charged shot followed by a med pack thrown at them with proper timing will restore them back a substantial amount of health. This is especially useful for those heavier mercs such as Rhino or Thunder who will need an extra med pack or two to be restored fully after being revived. And that is about the extent of my Sparx knowledge, so I hope you learned something new or just found this video entertaining. I plan on making more guides like this in the future, so stay tuned for those and be sure to take part in the poll by clicking the little letter I at the top right of the screen to vote for which medic you would like to see a guide for next. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my guide for Sparx, and I hope to see you next time. But until then, as always, take care everyone.